Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatiya Vanachari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Nanjaiva Narottamam Devin Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Shrunvata Swakataha Krishna Punyashramana Kirtanaha Ridantastoya Bhadrani Vidinoti Surutsatam. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today we're continuing the discussion from Canto 3, Chapter 24, titled The Renunciation of Kardama Muni, verse 80. Eshamanavite garbham pravishta kaitabhardanaha avidya samshaya granthim chitva vicharishyati. Once again. Yeshamanavite garbham pravishta kaitavardhanaha avidya samshaya grandhim chitvagam vicharishyati. Synonyms. Eshaha, the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. Manavi, O daughter of Manu. Te, your, garbham, womb. Pravishtaha, has entered. Kaitaba ardhanaha, the killer of demon Kaitaba. Avidya, of ignorance. Samshaya, and of doubt. Granthim, the knot. Chitva, cutting off. Gam, the world. Vicharishyati, he will travel over. Translation. Lord Brahma then told Devahuti, my dear daughter of Manu, the same Supreme Personality of Godhead who killed the demon Kaitaba is now within your womb. He will cut off all the knots of your ignorance and doubt. Then he will travel all over the world. Purport by His Divine Grace Abhishek Narendra Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Here the word avidya is very significant. Avidya means forgetfulness of one's identity. Every one of us is a spirit soul, but we have forgotten. We think, I am this body. This is called avidya. Samshaya granthi means doubtfulness. The knot of doubtfulness is tied when the soul identifies with the material world. That knot is also called ahankara. The junction of matter and spirit, by proper knowledge received from the scriptures in disciplic succession, and by proper application of that knowledge, one can free himself from this binding combination of matter and spirit. Once again, by proper knowledge received from the scriptures in disciplic succession, and by proper application of that knowledge, one can free himself from this binding combination of matter and spirit. Brahma assures Devahuti that a son will enlighten her, and after enlightening her, he will travel all over the world, distributing the system of Sankhya philosophy. The word samshaya means doubtful knowledge. Speculative and pseudo-yogic knowledge is all doubtful. At the present moment, the so-called yoga system is prosecuted on the understanding that by agitation of the different stations of the bodily construction, one can find that he is God. The mental speculators think similarly, but they're all doubtful. Real knowledge is expounded in Bhagavad Gita. Just become Krishna conscious. Just worship Krishna and become a devotee of Krishna. That is real knowledge. And anyone who follows that system becomes perfect without a doubt. We'll do the translation once again and we'll offer some prayers and have some discussion. Translation. Lord Brahma then told Devahuti, my dear daughter of Manu, the same Supreme Personality of Godhead who killed the demon Kaitaba is now within your womb. He will cut off all the knots of your ignorance and doubt. Then he will travel all over the world. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादे पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। So, so this verse, the verse 18, is the beginning of sequence of verses that Lord Brahma is going to speak to Mother Devahuti. Especially as we have seen at the end of the last chapter, the last 7 verses in the last chapter, where Mother Devahuti was expressing her lamentation, um, of seeing the lost opportunity that she had. And in the beginning of this chapter, Kardama Muni has responded to her. Now Brahma has come to that scene. He has spoken to Kardama Muni, and now is beginning to discuss and respond to the lamentation that Mother Devuti is expressed. And along with responding to her of kind of the lamentation that she has, is also, as we have seen, he's also assuring her of the glorious future that kind of beholds her, where he's saying the same personality of Godhead who has killed Kaitaba, which is Lord Vishnu. And we all know the story of Madhu and Kaitaba, where they have stolen the Vedas from Lord Brahma, and then Lord has appeared in the form of Hayagriva and then taken it back, and then Vishnu killed both Madhu and Kaitaba. So the same Supreme Personality of Godhead who killed Kaitaba and restored the Vedas for Lord Brahma, the knowledge for Lord Brahma, is again in presently in the womb of Mother Devoti. So she doesn't have to kind of feel the opportunity is not lost on her. So because the same Lord who has rescued Lord Brahma by providing him his Vedas, the knowledge, access to Vedas and access to knowledge back, is presently in her home. So it's not a lost opportunity for her. So in one sense, that's the message that Lord Brahma is kind of giving it to her. And as I was kind of reading through this preparation, I was reflecting on the characters of both Lord Brahma and Mother Devoti. We have seen in the beginning of the previous chapter, chapter 23, where when the description of Mother Devoti came, through her services that she has been after her wedding, that she has performed, of various services that she has performed for, especially for Kardama Muni. Bhagavatam clearly uses the word she was emaciated. She has physically, mentally, so it's like manasa vacha karmana, that's what we understand, kind of surrendering herself entirely through her minds, kind of dedicating her life uh, in the service of Kardama Muni, that, and then through her words, whatever he needs, kind of she was doing. And she was also manasa vacha karmana, through her actions, through her body, she was. So it didn't stop just of, okay, now I'm surrendered to you, or just saying some pleasing words, but she has also kind of, it was a full degree of surrender, where she was performing her service to the degree where she was, Bhagavatam itself says, where she was emaciated. And in spite of all of that, she's still lamenting that, oh, I've not utilized this opportunity of being with you in cultivating knowledge about Supreme Lord. So if you kind of just taking a step back from where I am and just seeing the glory of Mother Devati, if not for her position as the mother of Kardava, as the mother of Kapila Dev, or as daughter of Swayambhuva Manu, or as the wife of Kardamumani, even if we kind of take away all these connections that she has with other great personalities, but just those 7 verses that she spoke at the end of the chapter, the previous chapter, kind of um, are are reason enough to kind of see the depth of her sincerity and eagerness of her bhakti, and not just that, but the depth of her character that she has. That, oh, like she kind of she's done everything that she could. She was asked, she was, and beyond what she was asked, but still she was feeling, oh, I didn't use this opportunity that she had. And we see this case in various bhajans of various acharyas, and throughout the lives of great personalities. There are many bhajans of Bhaktivinoda Thakur where he says, oh, I've wasted my life. So is Narottam Das Thakur. And we also hear in many of their bhajans of different lineages, like if you take from Sri Sampradaya or other Sampradayas, we hear this feeling of ardent lamentation that the devotees expresses, where they feel that whatever I've kind of performed is not at all useful because I've lost. So it's kind of the eagerness of grabbing as much as more. And Mother Devati is kind of, through this pastime, is also kind of demonstrating that same position of a devotee, where irrespective of whatever service, whatever glory or anything that I've kind of achieved, it's not enough. I still feel lost. And in fact, Jiva Goswami himself confirms that in one of the Sandarbhas, where he says that the Lord can never appear in any other. As we understand, one of the names of Lord is Vasudeva, and it has multiple meanings. One, Vasudeva, is because he's the son of Vasudeva, and the other Vasudeva is, I think this comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, where it says the meaning of Vasudeva is also where the place of the Shuddha Sattva. And because Lord only appears in the place where it is of Shuddha Sattva, that's why one of the names of Lord is Vasudeva. And Jiva Goswami takes that example, that reason of the meaning of Vasudeva, and says that currently Lord is present, as Lord Brahma is saying, is currently within her womb. And Lord cannot be in any place which is other than Shuddha Sattva. So with that understanding, Mother Devati's womb, and by that expansion, her whole presence, is an abode where Lord is presently living, and that cannot be anything other than Shuddha Sattva. And for such a personality, what is the need for her to kind of learn or kind of break these knots of ignorance and karma, as Lord Brahma is saying? He's saying you'll cut off all the knots of your ignorance and doubt. So for such a person who is the living representation of Shuddha Sattva, where the Lord himself is presently residing, what is the even need of feeling that lamentation, or kind of the need to kind of go through this understanding of breaking the knots of karma and ignorance? And Jiva Goswami explains this. He says, like Uddhava, when he received the knowledge from Krishna, it was not needed for his sake, but it was needed because he has to teach it to the others. So we understand in the case of Arjuna also, Arjuna was specifically placed in that position because Krishna has to teach Bhagavad Gita through him. And so was Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj was specifically placed in that position because the Bhagavatam has to appear. And who better recipient can be there from than Maharaj Parikshit? So in similarly, Jiva Goswami explains that Mother Devati, it's not needed for Mother Devati to kind of, the knowledge that Kapila Dev is going to share, the whole knowledge of Sankhya philosophy that Kapila Dev is going to share in the subsequent chapters, it's not specifically targeted. It's not that Lord Kapila Dev has just appeared because Mother Devati needs the knowledge, and she was kind of drowning in this, in the as Prabhupada is explaining in the verse, in the purport, as she's, because she's drowning in this ocean of avidya and samshaya granthi. Lord Kapiladev has decided to appear just to kind of deliver her. That's not the case. As Jiva Goswami is explaining, as we have also understood from the teachings of Srila Prabhupada and various others, it's Mother Devati is currently specifically placed in that position to kind of, for our benefit, in order to set an example and also to teach others. She will be receiving the instructions. So that's the glory of Mother Devati, of a great character, of who she is, and how she's in this whole pastime. It is also beautiful that everybody is kind of playing their role of being the instrument in the grand plan of Lord, to like, as we kind of use in our normal terminology, to the T, like to the perfection. Kardamumani had to kind of fulfill his role of being the instrument of being a father, and he performed that role. And now Mother Devati has a role that she has performed till this point, but now, in order for Kapila Dev to kind of speak out the whole knowledge of Sankhya and everything else, the glory of devotional service and everything else, Mother Devati has to perform a role, and she's starting to perform her role in that. And so that's what Jiva Goswami confirms. And now, so this was as I was saying, this I was kind of discussing, thinking on the characters of Mother Devati and also on Lord Brahma. So we kind of discussed on Mother Devati, and so for now, coming back to Lord Brahma, so this whole orchestration of whatever is happening because, which in fact Lord Brahma also says in his previous verses when he's talking to Karda Mumani, he says it. I'm very pleased with how you have fulfilled my instruction of doing this service. So it in fact it kind of, it was in a way, it physically, the plan is of Lord, but Lord Brahma is on the physical realm, is orchestrating the plan. And now he's, if we kind of see it from a community standpoint, Mother Devati is, yeah, from the deep philosophical understanding of how Jiva Goswami explains, Mother Devati is fulfilling a role, but in her physical position where she is definitely going through some emotions where she's feeling lamentation, she's feeling, oh, I've lost the opportunity and all of that. And Lord Brahma, being the leader of the community, that of the sages and everybody that is of the praja that were there, he's being a leader. And at this point, we might think that, oh, Lord Brahma has just come just because he wanted to celebrate the appearance of Lord. But this is not the case of Nandotsav, where the Lord has physically not yet appeared. So what Lord Brahma now in his response is doing multiple things. As a leader, he is saying that when in the need of, when his praja or his dependents or subordinates, if for a lack of better term, you have to think from Mother Devati from that standpoint. When she is going through an emotion or kind of a feeling where she's feeling dejected that I have not utilized the opportunity that I had available, he was not just being there and then sending somebody else. He personally came and was trying to address what Mother Devati was feeling, and through addressing, he's not rejecting what she's feeling. He's not saying, "Oh, you don't have to feel that way. You have, whatever you have performed is great, and like this is all the plan of the Lord." He's not saying any of those. He's acknowledging what Mother Devati is feeling. He's saying, I kind of understand what you're saying, but you don't have to feel. There is a way forward. It's not that the opportunity is lost now because Karadama Muni is going to go away. It's not the opportunity is lost, but the same Lord who has helped me personally by killing these demons Madhu and Kaitaba, when I was in this precarious position of where you are feeling you are, of the opportunity lost, and I was in that position, and the same Supreme Personality of Godhead who is in your womb has rescued me. So the opportunity is not lost on you. There is this cool, this the future is glorious. So is in trying to um, support her, is in a way kind of quoting his own example of how the Lord has rescued him through killing of Kaitaba, and saying that the same personality of Godhead is about to come. And in fact, he says, whatever doubts and concerns that you might have any number of doubts and concerns, and it's not my place to kind of handle them now, because the person who has helped me is currently within you. So whatever it's like, it's like the case of Yudhishthir Maharaj, when everybody, Yudhishthir Maharaj was also kind of in that position of doubts and concerns. Um, he, in his heart of hearts, he knew that everything was orchestrated by the Lord, but on an external physical level, he was going through this samshay granthi. It was doubtful for him. Did I do the correct thing? Is it helpful? I've killed everybody whom I've known. It's practically only just five of us who are now living amongst the millions that came into this war. It's practically just five of us and a few handful. And I've lost my own children. What am I even doing? And at that point, Lord had to, like, Krishna himself was present, but in order to kind of glorify Bhishma Dev, the whole orchestration happened. And here also we see that Lord Brahma is capable of answering the questions of Mother Devati. Kardamamani is also capable of answering the concerns of Mother Devati. But if you see, both Lord Brahma and Kardamamani say in their response to what Mother Devati is feeling, they're saying that we kind of understand what you're feeling. In the words of what Kardamoni says, Kardamoni in fact says that you are glorious. It's not that what you're doing is bad. In fact, is the specific word that he uses. He says, "Do not be disappointed with yourself, O princess. You're actually praiseworthy. The infallible Supreme Personality of Godhead will shortly enter your womb as your son. You have undertaken sacred vows. God will bless you." So, so both these personalities who are extremely capable of responding and clearing, if we kind of look at from that standpoint of clearing the doubts and the concerns and the knots, the avidya, samshaya granthi that Mother Devati has, both of them are fully capable of answering everything that she was going through. But they understand there is a bigger plan that the Lord is going through, and then there's a role that Mother Devati is fulfilling. And from our in our position of being the support system that Mother Devati has, our our duty in one sense is to kind of help her understand what's going to come, and the opportunity is not lost. The same Supreme Personality of Godhead who have rescued me as Lord Brahma, and as a husband, I'm telling you that you're praiseworthy. There's nothing wrong that you're doing, but the Lord is going to come and He's going to help you. So it's an amazing example of the role that Mother Devati is fulfilling as being this. It's interesting that in so many stories that we see, we have just discussed, it was Uddhava, as Jiva Goswami was saying, then it is Arjuna, then Yudhishthir Maharaj, now Mother Devati, then Parikshit Maharaj. It's like so many times Lord is kind of places these amazing devotees in this precarious position where they feel lost for what they do. And it's just to kind of glorify, as Srila Prabhupada explains, that the glory of gold comes out when it is put through the fire. And all these personalities, especially Mother Devati, as we just discussed, like she's amazing, she's glorious. And in the same words of Kardamoni, she's all praiseworthy. But there is a reason, kind of it's in many ways it's kind of, I might speak, but it's beyond my understanding of kind of even to think being placed in that position of of being a mother of the Lord, but still feeling dejected and, oh, there is no hope for me. But there is always a hope, as Lord Brahma is saying, the Lord is going to come, and he is going to come and cut the knot, as Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport, by proper knowledge received from the scriptures in disciplic succession, and by proper application of that knowledge, one can free himself from this binding combination of matter and spirit. Brahma assures Devahuti that her son will enlighten her, and after enlightening her, he will travel all over the world, distributing the Sankhya philosophy. So, as Prabhupada also explained in the previous verse, it's a combination of Vidya, it's a combination of Jnana and Vijnana. And interestingly, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur in his commentary says, Vidya is knowledge of God without form, and Jnana is knowledge of God without form, and Vijnana is knowledge of God with form. It's slightly different to how Prabhupada translates. Jnana is the knowledge, and Vijnana, as we understand, is the realized knowledge. But Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur slightly translates it in a different way. Jnana is the knowledge of the God with form, and Vijnana is the knowledge of God without form and with form. It's kind of in slightly different way. Also, kind of in the entire it's the knowledge of the three layers of the Brahman, of the Paramatma, and of the Bhagavan. So it's kind of this Jnana and Vijnana in essence kind of covers everything that is to be known. And the philosophy that Lord Kapila is going to explain to Mother Devoti, and through the medium of Mother Devoti to all of us, that we are kind of going to go through the whole passage, is to help us understand, because all of us, it's not that what Mother Devoti is going through is kind of unique to her. All of us, in day in and day out, we have a lot of these issues that kind of come up because of avidya and a lot of doubts, ignorance and doubts. All of us go through these concerns, and so Kapila Dev is going to help us understand what is the way forward. And just because we have just 1 minute, I would like to end by saying that today is also the appearance of Srila Advaita Acharya. And interestingly, it's amazing that on the day of appearance of Lord Advaita Acharya, who is, as Mahaprabhu himself said, is the reason of why, one of the primary reasons of Lord Chaitanya appeared, we are discussing about the appearance of Lord Kapila. It's kind of, in a way, divine arrangement. It was interesting. And as we are preparing for the most holiest occasion of Gaura Purnima, these passages of the example of Advaita Acharya, of calling out for the benefit of everybody, and the example of Mother Devoti being in that precarious position of being lost, and the example of Lord Brahma as being a leader, kind of personally quoting his own example, and as the example of Kardama Muni. It was not that, oh, I've done my duty, this is what I was told, I've done my duty, I'm just running away. But kind of being there to support his loved ones when she's going through her own troubles. So these are all the examples kind of that will that would, along with the philosophy that Kapila Dev is going to present, kind of following in the footsteps of these personalities, to kind of in day in and day out examples of the opportunity is never lost. We might feel the opportunity is lost, but the opportunity is never lost. That's I think if you have to take one maybe a message from this discussion, it's that the opportunity is never lost. We might feel, oh, I've lost the opportunity. I had this glorious association of these wonderful devotees, but now I have lost the opportunities. But the opportunity, as Lord Brahma is saying, is never lost, because the knowledge is that Kapila Dev and Lord Chaitanya, through his glorious servant Srila Prabhupada has given to us, is always accessible. And through that knowledge, we will always be able to cut through avidya and shamshaya kanti that we might encounter day in and day out. So that's where I'll end. Thank you very much. If there are any questions or corrections or concerns.
Prabhu, thank you so much. It was a very nice class. I was also thinking I need to get into a call, Prabhu. That's why I'm rushed. So, Matar Devahuti, I mean, why she was praying, right? Because Lord is appearing in her home. I mean, you brought it up, nice point, comparing with the Acharyas, how her humility was. I mean, I know she was serving so nicely in the beginning. I mean, right? That's what we hear. So, but then she was kind of feeling that she wasted her life. She did not utilize, she did not utilize the Kardamuni's association well enough. So, but yeah, of course, the Lord is appearing and it's very nice. And also brought up a lot of points. So, today is Advaita Acharya's appearance day. So,
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank
Hare
you
Krishna.
for a wonderful discussion. Very true that you said opportunities are never lost. I was thinking, sometimes we have the tendency of, requesting or praying, oh Lord, or, to our spiritual master, please shower your mercy. I've been told, like, mercy is always being showered, let us get the inspiration to access the mercy. So opportunities are always there, when are we going to get inspiration to access the mercy or opportunity? Thank you so much. Very valid point, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. If no others, then we'll end. Thank you so much. Happy Advaita Acharya Appearance Day. May this be a glorious beginning of the wonderful preparation for Gaura Purnima. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha. Kripa sindhubhya evacha. Patitanam bhavanebhyo